Yo, what's good, chat? All right. All right, so, it is 3:35 over here, my time. We're done trading for a day. I only took basically 2 trades today for New York. There's nothing I could see on ES. Oh, hold on. I gotta hide this. I was like wondering what was going on here with my other stream. Let's see if Stream Elements is in here. See in here? Is the boy Stream Elements in here? What? They have to have it actually open up for it to work. No way. Oh, that's weird. Let me see. Oh, now he's here. I don't know why he wasn't here before. All right, let's get this. So, how'd you guys doing today? How you guys doing? I forgot to poll the group here with the course members. I'll make a poll today. See how everyone traded in a group. I'm not going to include break even. I'll just do green or red. 24 hours. All right, just polled everyone in the group here to see how everyone else traded today. But yeah, today for New York, I only had 2 trades on gold, and everything else it was like dead, right? Because on ES, there's nothing today. ES, we just went for straight all-time highs. And on gold, we just had really, I woke up late today, so we didn't have too much. But I do see setups like the short on gold to start this continuation after we literally went to a tick to my high time frame draw on liquidity that I called out. Or I didn't call this one out, I think, to the group. Because this was late in the day. This was an 8 session. So no one usually trades 8 session except for me. So yeah, but yeah, this was with the draw that I was looking at for 8 session. And hit to the tick, as you can see, and then we completely reversed, and then we made 2 downside moves. So we are bearish, but here we did not complete the full bearish mitigation cycle here. So that's why I was anticipating us to go at least to this imbalance above here. That's why I sent out to the group telling you guys that I was looking for. That's why I was looking. That's why I sent to the group that I was telling you guys I was looking for gold to come back up to fill this. Hence why my target was above here. Ultimately, it is what it is. Sometimes it pays, sometimes it does not pay when I go for aggressive targets like these. In this case, it did not pay out, and it hit me out at break even. Reason why I managed to break even here is because this is counter trend in a sense, right? We made 2 breaks to the downside already. This is potentially counter trend here. It's more risky of a trade. Number 2, the low technically is down here, so the external low here is here. So if my stop loss was down here, yeah, I don't need to go break even. But because my stop loss is right here at this internal low here and not external, I need to be careful, and that's why I managed to break even, right? Because your external structure is like this, while your internal swing structure is this, which is still tradable in this case because this is solid size structure, and we have a good entry and risk reward to take these trades. But ultimately, like, point is, the break even or where my stop loss is with my initial long, it's not an ideal place to have your stop loss. So I literally went back to my break even here, which is all good. It is what it is. Let me send this poll out. So that hit me out at break even. In hindsight, sure, I could have caught 3 risk reward here, but that's in hindsight. So in live trading, I was just looking for this target. It didn't hit me out here. I basically break even right here. and we had an internal swing structure sweep here, here, and here. You can use either of these lows. I'd say the more accurate low is going to be this low here, since this low made this high here. This is not a new high, it's just internal high here. So I'll use this low here. You can use this as your liquidity sweep. This is what I used. I literally walked away from the charts basically later here. So I wasn't able to really get a good entry here because I sent to the group I was kind of done for a day after I got hit out break even here. But then later came back. And when I came back, we were kind of like in this area here. And I was just waiting patiently here in this case for a setup here. I missed this one here. This is not the ideal stop under setup. This is a very small, just one candle pullback. I kind of want to see something which makes bigger structure like this structural break right here, marked by my indicator right here, the ETU structure drawn liquidity indicator. Something like this is a more confident sweep for me, confident structure. It's a bigger range, right? So I took this and then basically stop loss. You guys know where I teach you guys to put your stop loss for the stop under setup, and I took this for 5 risk reward. Where was my target? It was literally the target, same target I had earlier, just up here, you know? So I kept my draw liquidity the exact same. I kept my draw liquidity the exact same here, and I just had a mistiming in the market. I'll post 2 course videos into the course later today. I'll record them after the stream, going over, you know, how you could trade this day better, or if you had a red day today, how you could have avoided red day and ended very green like me, up 5 risk reward, 1 break even, 1 5 risk reward. But again, this is all about patience. A lot of you guys are probably forcing setups all over the place and tilting, and that's just a waste of time. You want to develop patience, which is honestly a skill to develop, because in trading you need patience, because patience pays, and if you're not patient, you're just going to get wrecked. So this is basically what I had here. 5 risk reward, had the same draw and liquidity like I said, and now you can expect us to dump from here to the downside, just because this was, again, like I said, a counter trend setup that I took here. So that's why break even management in terms of that is going to be a lot more aggressive. In this case, you can be less aggressive here for break even, just because we have kind of confirmed that we did not want to go to the downside here, right? Because we failed to go. If we wanted to go to the downside here, we should have just went for the low here, but we did not. And we actually had an entry model that I teach you guys in the course to take to the upside. So because of that, this is more often likely a sweep, and so you can be more confident in taking these longs here. Now, one thing I was looking at here also was, this is something I want to tell you guys about. Let me mark this for you guys here, just so you guys can see more clear on stream. But if you're on the 5 minute here, this is very simple. All this here, guys, on the 5 minute, it is just a 5 minute OB entry model to the upside, back to 50% at a valid PY, which is up here. I'm not a fan of this PY, hence why I was still longing here, because I'm just not a fan. It's gonna be pretty rare that you see me take this short and TP in here. Yes, it worked out today, but that doesn't mean over the long run it's gonna work out more often than not. More often than not, this is probably gonna fail. But it worked out here, right? Just game of probabilities. And if you trade high risk reward, you don't need to work out 50% of the times to still be profitable. So you can still be net risk reward green, taking this setup, as long as your risk reward matches the expected EV of the win rate. But I'm not a fan of this setup. I want something higher up, just because, look, we have a huge imbalance above that I want to see get filled. And so that's what happened here. We tapped into this PY. We literally tapped into this one right here. We tapped into this one. This was where I TP'd here, essentially. Yes, theoretically, I missed out a little bit more on risk reward, but that's okay. This is very late in the day. And, you know, late in the day, you don't get huge moves. Fortunately, we did get a huge move here, and it makes sense. And the reason why is because we consolidated. I tell you guys all the time, but every time we consolidate, you can expect a very big move in the market, because all consolidation is big players just building up liquidity to go to either the upside or downside. You know, sometimes it goes as a reversal, sometimes it creates consolidation as a continuation. So sometimes you'll see where price does something like this and then continues, or sometimes you'll see where price does this and then reverses. So there's no way to definitely tell which way in terms of just judging out the consolidation, because consolidation is just consolidation. It's very messy price action. It's just context, guys. Context, right? It's like a puzzle piece. That's how you should view trading. And the context here, like if you go to the 5-minute, this is still upside. We're bullish, right? Because look, this is the 5-minute OB entry model right here. And all this is a re-entry method that I teach you guys in the course. This is just a re-entry method for you to re-enter off this 5-minute impulse model right here. Right here like this for 3-year sword. So you could even caught this if you want to, because on a 5-minute, this is an impulse delivery. On a 1-minute, not so much, right? On 1-minute, it's basically not impulsive. But on a 5-minute, if you want to trade the 5-minute, for example, for your entry, you would judge off the 5-minute delivery, which in this case is impulsive. So yeah, hopefully this does make sense to you guys on how you could trade a gold today. Gonna start a poll here to see how you guys end today. Of course, it's anonymous, so feel free to be honest with yourself, just to gauge how well everyone else is trading today. Again, I can't see who voted for which color, red or green, so you don't have to really worry about being ashamed or anything like that. Thank you for the new sub, Danny. Let's see. So we're 50-50 right now, guys. Half of you guys ended green, other half ended red. That's okay. What caused you to start doing this YouTube stuff? Dude, I have no clue. I honestly have no clue, dude. If you watch like some of my first YouTube videos on this channel, I was just doing whatever I wanted to do. I think I was just bored, to be honest. I think that's why I started doing YouTube. Because in the beginning, when I was just doing like trading stuff on here, like I wasn't obviously selling anything at the time anyway. I was just doing YouTube videos. And again, I don't remember why I started, but later it's kind of spiraled into a snowball. But I just find it like good use of my time instead of just sitting here doing nothing. It's better to use my time. We have 2 people in red, 1 person in green today. Also, for this trade here, another confluence you can use here is my 2 break structure rules. So this is what happened here. I utilize this also as a confluence in my trading to take these longs here. But the most important thing was because of this gap on the 5-minute above. Hence why I told you guys to draw liquidities higher. If you listened to me, you would have came out green today. If you didn't, you still could have came out green taking this short that worked out here. But this doesn't mean you're going to catch a long, right? Because you're probably going to get chopped up in that consolidation if you didn't take my trade thesis I was telling you guys in the chat. Here is the screenshot from the private Discord chat that you guys get access to the Jay's Execution Discord chat for those that join and get the course. There is a code you can use. Is it on the stream? Yeah, it is. So you can use code STREAM today and you'll get the $100 off today off the course with that code. But feel free to also join the free Discord. I have it in the chat as well. If you want to join the free Discord, feel free to. But here's a screenshot, of proof. I told you guys in the Discord that are in the course and the private mentorship students, you guys share the same chat here, right? You just get different things, right? In the private mentorship, you get also the private trading journal. You get weekly 1 hour private lessons with me until you're consistently profitable. And then you get sorts access to everything else. So lifetime access to indicators. You will get access later to the signal room upon launch and much more. But you can see here, I called it. I was in this gold long here and I set my TP here. And you can see, look at what happened. 11:29. I told the group that you can, if you want to TP, you can TP here or hold for my target, right? So like this would have been the perfect place to TP based on my strategy. I didn't personally TP. I said I'm just gonna move my stop loss to break even because I have high conviction in the direction, which as you can see, my direction is correct here. It just so happens, that price decided to come down here, sweep more liquidity before going higher, which is normal. This is not like anything weird or out of the ordinary in trading at all. This is very normal. So yeah, if you did take your TP off, when I said if you want to TP, you can TP here. Congratulations, that is about like 3.3 risk reward you made there. I'm off my strategy. Otherwise, if you went against my drawn liquidity, you still could have made money with my entry model with the short, right? And you could TP here or you TP to a internal swing low. And honestly, let's see. So, there's another thing I want to mention with you guys. Why is my indicator? I'm gonna have to restart my trading view here. The indicator is pretty intensive in terms of member usage, so sometimes it times out. Okay, there you go. It's fine now. But yeah, you definitely could have made a lot more than just 5 risk reward today trading my strategy. You could have caught this long for 3, and then the short here is like 5 risk reward, so that's 8 there. And then you can take this liquidity sweep setup here for another 3, and then depending on where you TP, if you TP up here, it's probably like 4 or 5 risk rewards. So you could have made like over 10 risk reward with my strategy today on gold. If you're trading ES and NQ, that's tough luck because I told the group also this ahead of time that I don't see anything on ES. So this is what I sent to the group for ES. Where'd the other Discord screenshot go? But yeah, I said at 11:37 to the group, the course members group, that I don't see anything on ES so far. We're running close to all-time highs. We actually eventually took out all-time highs. So I just said if you're in a counter trend, just go for small, quick scalps. Don't hold for any like huge reversal because later that just did not happen today, right? Again, trading all-time highs, you kind of just want to trade with the trend. Try not to counter trend as much as possible. I'll have a video later on and I posted in the course regarding that and regarding today and yesterday's trading. But yeah, stay tuned. Check the course modules and it should be posted later today or tomorrow. But yeah, again, just remember to trade with the direction of the market, man. Don't try to outsmart the market and think you can top tick a bullish market because that's just, you may see people post stuff like that on TikTok. I know you guys see it all the time on other platforms, but trust me, they probably take 5 or 6 losses before top ticking once for maybe like 3 to 5 risk reward. I don't know. So it's just not worth it in terms of drawdown. The win rate is just too low to be top ticking a bullish market, right? But this basically goes over today, break even. Here's my TP was there. Took a stop hunter setup for 5 risk reward. After consolidation, my indicator marked out structure pretty nicely here in terms of internal fractal candle structure here with a braid structure. But it did not mark out, let's see, these two, which I'm still working on an indicator, guys. So you can see sometimes it's going to be correct, sometimes it's going to be slightly off. That's why I'm still coding the indicator, working on it. But all the other indicators, guys, you get in the package. If you're curious, you can check out the WAP and you can check out the indicators here. but includes all 6, 1, 2, 3, should be 6. Yeah, includes all 6 of these indicators plus the entire combination of them all. You get access to all these settings here. Oh, I just noticed you can't see everything on stream. All these settings here of all these indicators, you can modify everything you want or just use the default settings. I recommend just stick with the default because they work the best based on my testing. And then that's basically, these are the only indicators I use on a daily. I don't use anyone else's indicators or anything like that. I just use my own because I know my strategy the best. And so I know like what works best in combination with my strategy. So if you do get the course and learn my strategy, get the indicators because they will just help you a ton in terms of understanding correct valid setups and invalid trades, right? Because there's filtering systems like within the indicator. So there's like, where is it? 50% calculations, there's FG, IVG mode. There's a size filtering. There's also that for premium discount ranges. And then where is it? PY, there's also a PY filtering system to help you filter out bad and worse or bad and good PYs and much more. So it does include a good amount of things. I've been working on these indicators for over a year now. It's just something I like to do. Originally, I started off making indicators. It's just something I enjoy doing. And now basically at this point in my trading, it's just something that kind of turned into something that a lot of people want to get access to. So I was like, okay, cool. Might as well, if you want to get access, let me know. But it won't be free, obviously, because I spent a lot of time working on this. And I think it's very valuable. So you guys should definitely check it out for sure. If you're interested in like just figuring out how to kind of trade from a overall standpoint. We have some questions in the chat. The chat is kind of delayed on my end, guys. I'm about to look at it in a second here. But again, if you missed basically how I gone over my trading today, just rewatch the stream. I don't have music playing on the stream right now, so you won't get copyrighted or YouTube won't copyright me or anything like that. So you'll be chill with that. So yeah, that'll be cool, or that'll be fine. Oh, I'm getting hiccups. Oh, there's a question. They finally loaded. I think OBS is kind of delayed on the questions. Let's see. So we have 2 for 6. 2 people entered green today, red 3 people. Okay. So it's about a 50-50 split right now. If you guys want to join the free Discord, remember, check out the free Discord. I know I'm streaming pretty late. Everyone's probably like chilling out, done with markets. That's probably why you guys are here, right? Because, trading day is over. It's not much to do. We can just talk and chill. And that's basically it. Again, I'll be on here for like maybe like 30 more minutes-ish if there's a lot of people that join that have questions. Otherwise, I'm just going to hop off. How long does your strategy take to learn? Some people learn it very quickly. It depends on how much time commitment you have and how serious you are. Some people just BS trading for like several years, so they get nowhere, right? If you're gonna take it seriously, I'd recommend just take it seriously. I'd rather someone take it seriously for like 2 weeks than BS it for a year. The person in 2 weeks might actually be able to be ahead of the person that BS's for an entire year, going through every single thing possible and not having a system. But in terms of my course, you can probably finish it within 2 weeks, I'd say. There's a lot of videos, but you don't have to watch everything to understand my entire strategy. I just have tons of videos because a lot of you guys have questions, right? And I try to answer all the potential questions inside the course. So most people that finish a course, they rarely ever have questions to ask me because basic course answers all your potential questions you have about my system. There's 110 videos, which does sound maybe overwhelming in the course, but you don't have to watch all 110 to be profitable, right? You just have to watch basically the first section. There's a psychology section. I made that section like very small. I have my own views on psychology. I think it's strategy first, then psychology. Without good strategy, your psychology is gonna be bad no matter what you do, right? So I have a small section of the strategy, the psychology. Psychology section 2. Section 1 of the course is my entire strategy system from A to Z. It includes my scalping, swing trading, intraday trading strategy. So 3 different combinations. They have the similar foundation, but slightly traded differently. I'm gonna go over all that in specific videos as well. And then I have a third section, which is like advanced concepts, some bonus lessons, things of that nature. And then last but not least, it's just a trade recap session where I post like weekly trade recaps. I have a ton of small mini lessons put into each trade recap, so you guys get the most out of your time watching those trades. But yeah, that's basically kind of how this course is really structured. If you are curious about like the main structural point, like each video, you can go to my website. I have like a general outline. It doesn't have all the videos on there, but it's a general outline of like the titles of the videos. So feel free to check that out on my website if you're interested. I have two websites. One just basically redirects you to the WAP, so it's up to you which one you want to click on. But yeah. What's up, Mark? Welcome to join the Discord. What's up, Josh? Not Josh, my fault. I cannot see your full name because streamer mode is on Discord. But what's up, y'all? Akui said, how do I learn your strat? It's in the course. So I keep it exclusive, so you only know about my strategy if you join up with us. There's also access to like other things like my private trading journal. But if you want to get like everything, the one-on-one mentorship is the best because you get access to literally everything I'll have to offer with the one-on-one, because you get the course, you get the indicators for a lifetime, by the way, not just monthly. You get lifetime access to the indicators and future updates. So once I finish the structure indicator, draw and liquidity indicator, you get access to all of that forever. You also get access lifetime to the private trading journal with all my trades. And then you also get access to obviously hourly, weekly sessions. So for those that want like everything in together instead of buying things separately, you get the one-on-one for the best value of your money. Otherwise, if you just want to learn my strategy and don't need other help from me, you can just take the course. How about NQ1? I don't really trade NQ too much. I'm not going to explain this because I've talked about this all the time on stream, but I trade ES. You see, we took out all-time highs based on ES. Let's see, that's all-time highs. Again, I was saying in the chat too that I don't see anything else on ES so far running close to all-time highs. So the only short you would be taking would be wait for a manipulation move and then take the second entry on all-time highs. And that would have worked out. As you can see, we're not dumping, right? After taking out all-time highs. Otherwise, it's not wise to be shorting all this. Like, I feel like a lot of people that voted red, you probably shorted the whole day today. And this is not wise, right? This is not a good idea. I told the chat too, it's just not a good idea to be shorting. If you're in a short, just go for quick in and out trades. That's it. And then take the continuations if you want to all-time highs, because that was a clear draw today. There's nothing until all-time highs to trade. So there's no trades for me on ES today. I woke up kind of late also, so I missed the initial long here. But I know some of you guys had initial long down here, which is very nice with my entry here. Some of you guys missed this as well, but I wasn't up to take this trade, unfortunately. But this would have been a nice trade right here. This would have been my entry model for like 6.5 risk reward. But like I said, I wasn't up to take that trade, unfortunately. Sometimes you'll miss moves, sometimes you'll miss trades, but at the end of the day, if your system is profitable, you're profitable. Like, for example, if someone could have came up to me and be like, yo, why don't you take this short on gold instead of, taking a break even? You should have TP'd here. You should have shorted this. Dude, I'm not going to know the future 100%. No one here knows. This is probabilities, and probabilities is more often than not, we won't have this short opportunity and we'll go straight to fill the gap. So this is one, like basically like I would say 3 out of 10 times where it goes against me, but it's not a bad trade, right? It's not a bad trade because look, I came back for 5 risk reward. You just have to be patient because a lot of you guys are probably forcing trades here, trying to probably short this after we already swapped this, thinking we're gonna go down here. That would be a very bad trade idea to do. All right, I'll be on stream here for about like 10 more minutes, guys. If anyone new has any questions. But that's basically wrapping up today's session. And then I'm just going to go straight into recording a trade recap video for the course. And yeah. Again, nothing much on ES today, to be honest, until all-time highs. Gold has very good movements if you guys are trading it properly. So when I say properly, I mean like, look, if you trade gold during a session, it's very profitable. Out of 3 risk reward, I took 2 losses in a row and I came back with 9. Some of you guys just have to focus on being more patient. I think some of you guys are just forcing setups. But gold eventually, I was surprised it actually went to the tick here and reversed. I probably would not have shorted this, to be honest. I probably would have thought it would go for a higher PY, to be fair. But once I see this shift, obviously twice, gonna change my bias, obviously. But like I said, for those that just joined, this is just a 5-minute fractal re-entry model. That's why we swept this low and we did not go for this low here. Because remember, there's people trading on different time frames, and you have to change the way you view the market. Because on 1 minute you can't see it, but once you go on the 5 minute, it's clear as day to the upside. There's also no PY, by the way, on the left. This is just off a 30-minute demand sweep. Because all this is fully mitigated right here, based on what I see at least here. Again, if you guys want to join the Discord, I have the link in the chat. Here, I'll put it again for those that just want to join the free Discord. Feel free to read through the channels. If you're a beginner especially, it's going to be very important to go through everything. I have a trading FAQ section. Highly recommend you go over that because it's going to help you out and put you on the right path to success, because there's honestly a right way and wrong way to trade in a sense, because think about it this way: the 9% are losing, they're obviously trading wrong. There's something wrong with that, what they're doing. There's no way the 90% are trading the correct way, because if they're trading the correct way, they wouldn't be losing, you know? All right, I'm going to end the stream, guys, here. Hope you guys had a good day. I see 67% of you guys ended red from the general YouTube community. But yeah, hopefully to see you guys. I'll probably go record right now the trade recap, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace.